How would it feel when you're living a job you worked your whole life and at the end you have nothing to show for it? You just have a salary check which is now gone. So this is what scares me. And this is where the idea of building my personal brand and choosing a niche came into place. Like, I knew before that, building a personal brand in a particular niche is like very important if you want to succeed in life. But I really didn't know how deep the problem was until I got into it. So I started my brand on Twitter, but I didn't know what my niche was. I had varied interest and I didn't know like what niche I should choose. So a month had passed, but I was just keeping out my thoughts, but I wasn't settled on a niche. I just was giving self-improvement thoughts. And so this video is about like how I found my niche, and I hope it helps you find your niche too. Like, I used to see people making money in the Twitter by choosing their niche and building an audience with that brand. And so I'm making this video so that I can help you guys. So like when I started, I knew like what to do. I had an idea of personal brand, but I still wasn't able to start. I knew this path would lead me to success, but I was still confused. I had that rough idea, but when I picked it up, I realized it wasn't as easy as it seemed. Every step had a problem of its own. And like, I had questions in my mind. How do I give value? What should I talk about? How should I position myself in the market? But I tried fixing them, the solutions, everything, but a month had passed with little to no progress. It was time to reflect. And what I realized was that I wasn't as clear as I think I was. I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know really exactly what to do. There were many ways to reach my goal and multiple paths, but I couldn't decide which path to pick. I was stuck in the paradox of choices. And I'm telling you, it's a difficult place to be in. Like, people just say, just pick up something, do, experiment, then decide. But it didn't work for me. I wanted to start right now, not experiment multiple stuff and then start. So it was a tough position to be in, and the biggest problem was I didn't know what my niche was. So how do we find our niche, what it is? Is there any way, or we just have to experiment our way through? Let's see the solution. So what is the solution to all this? Is there any way to solve it all and like never think about it again? Find out your niche and never look back on the same problem again? Yes, there is, and I found something that worked for me. Hope it works for you. So like, before going to the solution, let me just tell you that the solution is not permanent, and it is just to get you started right now and not wait for the future. So your skills will evolve, your interests will evolve, and so will your niche. So this solution is just to get you started. So there are basically two reasons why people don't find out their niche. First reason is they're not aware of what skills they have. Second, none of the skills they have suits them, or they believe it can be monetized. So let me tell you, all the skills can be monetized. In this age, build your personal brand. Each whatever you know you're doing, you can monetize it. So whatever your problem is, the solution is the same. Ask yourself, what are your achievements? What are your interests? And this part is like non-negotiable. You have to sit down, you have to think. There's no other way. Nobody's going to come and tell you that you have to do this and that. But you have to figure out for your own self what thing you're good at. It doesn't matter if it's a small thing, so if it's a small skill or a big skill. And if you consider it even as a skill or not, just change your perspective a little. Like, ask your friends and family, what are you good at? Are you good at gardening? Are you good at cooking? Are you good at meditation? Are you good at videography? Are you good at stock market? Are you good at talking? Are you good at storytelling? All these are good. So when I was doing it, I realized that I have an interest in video editing. I'm good at content creation and stuff. So I decided to make that my niche first and then get into other things that I'm interested into. So once you have that base skill, you can build on top of that. So suppose you know video editing, okay? So, and then you learn the skill of storytelling, and then you learn the skill of filmmaking. So once you have those three skills, you have to broaden your niche and like made it a full-fledged niche. Like it will now become like content marketing. So that's how you build your niche. You just have to find out your niche by thinking. Just sit down one day and don't get up till you get the answer. Get that niche, start with that niche, create content on that, teach that, build your audience on basis of that, and then slowly add all skills on top of that. This is all skill stacking. So once you have got that skill that clicks it all, you have unlocked your niche. Even if you're still confused after like thinking about it, you still didn't get your answer, and there are two things you are confused about, just go to somebody who has done it or experienced it, ask them, get insights from them, and you just have to decide. There's no other way. So now that you have found that skill, you should start it immediately. That doesn't mean that when you start it, you won't have any problems. You will be stuck somewhere, whether it is what content to create, how should I grow, networking, setting up a profile, what service I should provide. Those are all strategies and technical details that you have to experiment and find out yourself. But once you find out that niche, everything else becomes 10 times easier. So if you got any clarity from whatever I said, please subscribe, like, and comment what other topics you would like me to cover. And thank you.